Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of PolyNerdic ProWrestling. This is the Chel Raizer Invitational round robin tournament to determine the number one contender for the PolyNerdic ProWrestling women's title, currently held by Io Shirai. This is day 4 of the tournament. We're going to take a look at the rankings real quick. Tegan, Nox, Rhea, Ripley, and Ivelisse are in a three-way tie for first place in the A bracket, with Alexa, Bliss, and Rosemary right behind them. And then Taeler, Hendrix, and Veda Scott right behind them. And then Sarah, Logan, Jordynne, Grace, and Sonya Deville bringing up the rear. B bracket also has a three-way tie for first place with Becky, Lynch, Klein, and Allie. Bea Priestley right behind them with 10 points. And then a four-way tie with Ember, Asuka, Liv Morgan, and Isla. And then Mandy, Rose, and Zelina, Vega bringing up the rear there. So we're going to get into this. And our first match of the day is Sarah Logan versus Taeler Hendrix. As I always point out, Taeler Hendrix is misspelled. That is just the version I downloaded from Fire Pro. At some point after this tournament's over, I will copy it and then correct the spelling and then get rid of this misspelled version. You know, keep the logic, keep the moveset, keep the looks, all that stuff, but fix that spelling. Taeler, on the other hand, is not misspelled. That is the way she spells it. As always, this is a 10-match show. Each day of this tournament is 10 matches long. I'm hoping by the time the 9th day wraps up, we do not have a tie, so we have no tiebreaker situations to worry about. But sometimes that happens. And if that's the case, depending on how many ties we have to deal with, because it creates a new round-robin tournament, you know, we may see a day 10, a day 11. But right now we're on day 4. We'll worry about that tiebreaker nonsense in the future. Let's get into it. I want to get this done. At some point during this broadcast, I'm going to step away and heat up some dinner. But I am looking forward to seeing what comes out of this batch of matches. There's some good matchups here, and then we're going to end with two that are really important to the rankings. I made sure to rearrange the matches, and so that way we don't end up with, you know, the people bringing up the bottom of the bracket being the main event of the show. As always, the difficulty is set on 10, and the match speed should be 125. I forgot to check before this match started. Those should be the settings for each match. The difficulty may not be on 10. I might be lying about that. Of course, the referee is my Fire Pro Wrestling version of my girlfriend, the namesake of the tournament. That'd be Chelsea. Taeler Hendrix and Sarah Logan, two of my favorites. Hate to see that they're near the bottom of the bracket. But that happens every time. You know, every time I do one of these round-robin tournaments. Somebody I enjoy, somebody I'm a fan of, always ends up performing like dog crap. I remember the Revival. I could be misremembering at this point, but I seem to recall the Revival when I did a tag team tournament. They were near the bottom. I think the only team they beat were the Young Bucks. Seth Rollins performed poorly. There's always somebody. There's always somebody that performs way worse than I think they should. Hendrix breaking out the tombstone already, but way too close to the ropes. Front choke slam. Back elbow. We're getting tired already. It's not even been 6 minutes. Good belly to belly by Sarah. I forgot to fix the proportions of Chelsea's legs, where her calves are way too skinny for her thighs, and her waist is not wide enough for her hips. Nice clothesline. Nice running clothesline. Sarah Logan knocked out. Taeler Hendrix winning with the critical. Knocking out Sarah Logan in our first match of the night. Whoops. Poor Sarah Logan. Sarah Logan. If you watched Sunday's Springtime Slaughter, the show we put out, this, my parallel to WrestleMania. Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan are now the women's tag champs in PNPW, with the upset over Gail Kim and Mia Yim. Up next, Mandy Rose versus Zelina Vega. So Sarah Logan may have just got knocked out by Taeler Hendrix, but she is wearing gold finally in the PolyNerdic ProWrestling women's tag division.
Fight!
I like a good super kick to a kneeling opponent. That's a great move. Octopus hold there. Recording this on Sunday evening. Big news just broke that Tenille Dashwood, the former Emma, did not re-sign with Ring of Honor, so she's a free agent. I went ahead and pulled her out of the Lifeblood stable here on PNPW as well. Interesting submission holds in this match. Oh, stole her finisher. Vega. Didn't do her any good though. finisher? Good, knee strike to the back of the head. Oh, finisher again. Too close for the ref, I think. Yep. I do believe this is a battle for last place. Whoever wins gets out of last place. Well, what was that? Try to figure out who did a move to who there. Because it looked like an arm drag by Mandy Rose. But she stayed down and Zelina got up. Neckbreaker. Third attempt of a finisher there. That expression, third time's the charm. I say like I don't know that expression. Alright. Mandy Rose pulls out a last place there. Now this is a match I'd love to see in real life. Bed of Roses. Is that what she calls it? See, I keep thinking of it as the fairy tale ending, because that's what Tommaso Ciampa calls it. This next match is one I would love to see in real life. I don't know if they've ever met, but Ivelisse and Rosemary. Quite like watching Ivelisse wrestle, and I've only recently been introduced to Rosemary since she came back from injury. Now the Dark Wars stuff is silly and over the top, and I mean, heck, this week if you follow it, if you pay attention, Impact actually killed off Allie this week on their weekly show. It's always interesting when promotions kill off characters. So I don't know if Rosemary and Kiera Hogan are going to be a thing now. They're going to be the new Demon Bunny, this Demon Firefly. That's what she calls Kiera. Stuff was crazy, over the top and silly. Funny, we just saw Zelina Vega lose to Mandy Rose, but the attire that Zelina was wearing here on this broadcast is very similar to what she's wearing in this photo. I'd never actually seen her wear it before. So whoever created her knew what they were doing. Created her in the game, obviously. Goes without saying, but sometimes on the internet things that should go without saying need to be said out loud.
That was something. That did not end up. That did not end up being what I expected it to be. Nice dodge and immediate strike there. Rosemary. Tried to hit each other and both women missed. Gonna fight outside the ring for a little bit. Sunday show with the main event of a 2 out of 3 falls match between Kenny Omega and Pete Dunne, and all sorts of crazy controversy, in my opinion, since the first fall of the 2 out of 3 was a count-out. In my opinion, that should not have counted as an official fall, but the game certainly counted it as such. And Pete Dunne is our new world champ right now, as of the recording of this tournament, or this day of this tournament. I think that's absolutely crazy. So, to that end, 2 things are coming out of it. When I next do a 2 out of 3 falls, I'm going to turn countouts off. And that way, we don't have any falls go that direction. I think moving forward, 2 out of 3 falls matches will be no DQ, no countout. I'd make them falls count anywhere if I could, because that would be awesome. And then the other thing is the opening match of the first big card of April. I haven't given it a name yet, but expect that it'll be something alliterative. April's first big show is going to open with an 8-man battle royale to determine a #1 contender for Pete Dunne's title. Kenny Omega will be one of the 8-men. Walter, the inaugural PNPW World Champ, will be one of the 8-men. And then I'm going to figure out who the other 6 are. And then that'll be the opening match, and then obviously the closing match will be the winner of that battle royale against Pete Dunne. Also of note on Sunday's show was Io Shirai successfully defending her title yet again. Desert Eagle. Ivelisse went in with straight up Desert Eagle. Up next, as I was saying, though, Io Shirai successfully defended her title for the 9th time against Candice LeRae and Momo Watanabe. Ember, no, up next is Asuka and Isla Dawn. Let's get into it. But I set them up in a triple threat elimination match, and what we saw was Candice LeRae being the first eliminated
And about 5 minutes later, thereabouts, the final pinfall was Io Shirai over Momo, and it was awesome. It was a pretty good match, one of the better ones in the reign, because it wasn't a squash in the way that many of Io's title defenses have been. Like when she destroyed Toni Storm in a matter of like 4 minutes. Alright, man. Excuse me, I'm trying to rearrange stuff and look for things while this is broadcasting. Not the best setup. You know, one of the downfalls of detachable headset mics is that it's very easy to misplace them. I'm missing one. My daughter just texted me and said she's missing one. She was just here this weekend. Alright, while this match goes on, I'm going to take this headset off and hunt for this missing mic piece. And I'll join you as soon as I notice the match is over, or if I find the mic piece. But hang tight, just enjoy the show without me talking over it. How about that? Isla Dawn with the upset. Isla Dawn with the upset. That's crazy. Didn't see that coming at all. Asuka being one of those ones that I expected to have an amazing performance and isn't quite meeting that standard. Alright, up next, Sonya Deville versus Veda Scott. So far this entire tournament, the second name is the one that has won every match. Or not this entire tournament, this day. See if Veda gets the best of Sonya.
Fight!
Off to a strong start. I've mentioned it in previous days of this tournament that I always find it funny that Veda what was I saying? I always find it funny that Veda Scott says the word finish on her finisher. I say that I find it amusing every time she says it. That's cute. Veda Scott stretching Sonya Deville. Sonya being the actual... See, there it was. There's finish. Almost pinfall. Alright, forgive me. I'm going to cook myself something to eat real quick. So I'm gonna... Well, we'll start the next match with me with no mic as I move along. That was quick. I didn't even see what happened. I turned around, looked at the TV, and Sonya had Veda pinned. Craziness. Square up kick. That was pretty quick. That was very quick. So Sonya Deville putting herself, I don't know, I think that might have been her first win. Let's go take a quick look real quick. I don't normally do this mid thing. Yep, that was Sonya Deville's first victory. So that just leaves Sarah and Jordynne with no victories in the A bracket. Up next is Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan. See if Becky can stay on her hot streak. She is thus far undefeated in this tournament. I am going to go cook myself something to eat real quick right now, though. So enjoy this match without my obnoxious voice. Holy smokes. Liv Morgan with the upset on Becky Lynch, of all people. Becky Lynch, one of the hottest acts in the WWE right now. It's been a good night for the underdog. Four more matches to go. This next match, two of my favorites, but two completely different styles of wrestling. Alexa Bliss versus Jordynne Grace. Again, back to silence as I work on cooking dinner. Alright, I hate to keep popping in and out. You know, while things heat up, I do have time to commentate. Still a shame that Alexa's been unable to compete. It was nice seeing her back in the ring at the Royal Rumble, and then she disappeared again. At least they have her hosting Mania this year. Means we get to watch her. At least on the mic. You know, she's, in many people's eyes, a better mic worker than in-ring worker. Been one of my favorites, though, since she was managing Blake and Murphy. Remember the first time I saw them in the ring on NXT, I was like, I like this group. I like this trio. Of course, they broke them up, brought Alexa up. Buddy Murphy's still a fine cruiserweight champion. But yeah, I laid out. Sunday we did our WrestleMania style big show. I tried to make the matches as big as possible. Saw some upsets, saw some predictable outcomes. You know, when Kenny Omega took the belt off Walter, I didn't give Walter a rematch. And now Pete Dunne's got the belt off Kenny Omega, so I figured I'll throw Walter and Omega into that 8-man battle royal, give them as good a shot as the other 6 guys to get back at Pete Dunne, get that belt back around their waists. Drew McIntyre, I have also decided will be in that match. Shinsuke Nakamura will be in that match. I'd have to look at the card I wrote up. I do know that Samoa Joe versus Tomohiro Ishii is on the card for the next upcoming show. I think that'll be a hell of a match for the Intercontinental title. Okada versus Finn Balor for the PolyNerdic Pro Wrestling television title is on the card. Jay and Mark Briscoe versus Hiroki Goto and Masato Tanaka for the PolyNerdic Pro Wrestling tag team titles. Adam Cole and Britt Baker versus the team of Cody Rhodes and Brandy Rhodes for the mixed tags. That's on the belt. I'm trying to get, generate hype for the next show. In case you're watching day 4 of the Chel Raizer Invitational and you're wondering what's coming in PolyNerdic Pro Wrestling. Jordynne Grace and Tessa Blanchard apparently had a hell of a match not that long ago on Impact, and Apparently Jordynne Grace beat the tar out of Taya Valkyrie this week. Just saw Taya post some social media stuff where her face was all bruised up. It's one thing I really dislike about the way Impact broadcasts on Twitch is that you can't go back, or at least I haven't not seen a place where you can go back and watch the Friday night show again. Maybe I'm wrong. Sorry, you can hear me cooking. I know. The beauty of a relatively small apartment is I just gotta walk around the corner to come back to the living room. Oh, Jordynne got the chair. Gonna cave Alexa's head in with it. Drives me nuts that Twitch won't let me name things, certain things. Like, I think they had a problem with Mayhem a while back. They had a problem with Slaughter very recently. Like, I gotta, like, I'll type the title of the show in to the into the title bar, and then it'll reject it. I think that's in part why the entire show was initially, like, when I did my show on Sunday, they blocked it and left it as the Battlefield 5 Firestorm playtest. Even after I manually went in and edited the title, it still said that. Oh, Alexa Bliss with the right. Dragon Screw leg whip. She's watching her Japanese wrestling, apparently. Knee strike. Let's take him to Jordynne. Clothesline. This might be it. No, Bliss kicked out at 2.9. Spine buster. Jordynne's wore gold in PolyNerdic ProWrestling, being one of the, I think she was part of the second team to hold the mixed tag belts. Her and Michael Elgin. This was before I started doing actual romantic pairings. Alexa Bliss taking herself out with the turnbuckle. Uh-oh. What's this? Oh, Alexa with the counter. Alexa with the victory off the nice counter. That was a thing of beauty. That was a good match, girls. That was a good match. I enjoyed that. Ladies. I'll say ladies. I don't want to be demeaning on accident. Alright, 3 more matches to go. And we're on the right one. Ember Moon versus Kelly Klein. So let's not waste any time. I don't know why Facebook tried to tell me that people were live streaming Dead or Alive 6. Like, I've never done anything to give Facebook any sort of indication that I would enjoy that. I was a fighting game guy to begin with. On that upcoming card that I just was hyping a little bit ago, Ember Moon and Isla Dawn, one of my favorite made-up tag teams, are gunning for Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan for the women's tag titles. I thought about trying to create a all-women's promotion in the Fire Promoter mode, but that would be hard to stick to. Like, unless you were controlling it. You know, if you were in control of it and you could, you know, choose who you're signing and whatnot. Nice move there, Kelly. Almost ended it. Almost ended it early. Nice spine buster. I wonder if Kelly Klein and Jordynne Grace have ever wrestled. I bet that'd be good. So I'm pretty new to Jordynne Grace as a wrestler, because the first time I had ever seen her in the ring was during the over-budget Battle Royal at All In. And when she stood off with, or faced off with Bully Ray. Ember Moon taking a page out of Alexa Bliss's book, whipping her opponent into the far turnbuckle and then, or into the far corner, and then running into the near turnbuckle. Kelly Klein with a ace crusher, an elbow drop. I feel like Kelly Klein has lost a match to Oh. Ember Moon with the stolen finisher. Running clothesline. Another running clothesline. Is she gonna go up? No, she's not going up, is she? I've only seen her use the Eclipse one time. Oh, Kelly Klein with the sneaky roll up. Ember was gaining momentum. I've only seen the Eclipse used one time, and it was kind of awkwardly animated, because it's, you know, not quite a full Eclipse. Old schoolboy roll up. Kelly Klein, man, she's a technician. Whoever programmed her programmed it really well. All right, those are final two matches of the night: Tegan Nox and Rhea Ripley in the A bracket. Both of them tied at 15 apiece. Whoever wins will move into a one-way tie, or a one-way tie, a two-person tie on for first place with Ivelisse. So whoever wins this will be tied with Ivelisse, and then whoever loses will be in what looks like well, we'll figure out the rankings when it's all said and done. 2 more matches to go on today's show. This one has huge implications for the rankings, though. But who knows? There's enough people, right behind them. We won't know until we're near the end of the tournament what kind of shot we have at, what kind of shot we have at having a tie at the end. But this is when it starts to get interesting. Is around this time of the tournament. When people have had 4 or 5 matches, and you're seeing how the leaderboards are shaking out. I will admit I'm not quite in love with this version of Tegan Nox. I think she's a little too tall. I don't believe Tegan Nox is as tall or taller than Rhea Ripley. Let's see. Let's compare according to the internet. I really dig Rhea Ripley. I think she's a fantastic wrestler. Okay, this says Rhea Ripley is 5'8". Yeah. Yeah, Rhea is 2 inches taller than Tegan, so these character models are not quite to scale. But I do enjoy Tegan Nox too. I can't wait for her to come back. It sucked having her get hurt during the Mae Young Classic again. Splash by Tegan, too close to the ropes though. Rhea Ripley with a go to sleep. And she's taken to the air. Nice moonsault. Still too close to the ropes. Tegan with the Canadian Destroyer. She hit the shiniest wizard. Rhea Ripley. That's 3 matches in a row with the old throw him to the corner, run into the turnbuckle spot. Ripley's gonna fly again. Took her out. I find it crazy that Rhea Ripley's only 5'8", because she looks incredibly tall. Going to the air again. Really, she's gonna win with that? Okay. See, Tegan got an upset over Alexa Bliss with a headbutt in the very first match of this tournament. I've seen Rhea win with that very move a number of times too. She's going for it again. Both women are getting tired. Yep. Rhea just keeps going for that roll up. I wonder if that's her finisher. I need to get into her moveset. It's almost like these two know that their spot at the top of the tournament is up for grabs here. I've seen Tegan Nox back when Defiant was called What Culture Pro Wrestling. I saw some amazing matches with Tegan in that round. Her and Bea Priestley had a hell of a hardcore match. Her and Kimberly had a hell of a thing. Fucking pile driver again. Might be enough to put Rhea away. She has taken it to Rhea. She's so winded. Too tired to capitalize. Put her away, though. Alright, we have one more match on today's card. It also has implications, but not nearly as dire implications as that match just now did. Tegan Nox pulling ahead of Rhea Ripley with that. That was fantastic. Those ladies tore it up. Bea Priestley versus Allie. The game knew exactly where I was going. Funny enough that these two are also the two that have character models that are outdated, where I've found better versions of them after I lock this tournament in.
Fight! Come on!
Yeah, I have a much better version of Bea and a much better version of Allie. They were just locked in to this tournament by the time I found the better version, so. If either of these two women happen to win the tournament, these are not the versions of them that will be facing Io Shirai. It's sad, too, that they killed off Allie on Impact, because Dark Allie with the lower face paint, similar to what Bea's mask is, was a cool look. And now we're going to have to see her move on and see how she does in AEW. But this is tonight's main event. Day 4 of the Chel Raizer Classic. Chel Raizer Invitational, excuse me. Scrolled through Instagram. Apparently, Jordynne Grace is a Pokemon fan. Just had a Pokemon bath bomb in one of her photos. A tough woman.
Come on!
Seriously hoping that the new model of Bea Priestley I have isn't quite as vocal. With a nice drop kick to Bea's face. I said face. Valley driver. Right in the middle of the ring. Not quite enough. Bea Priestley with the hoo 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 chant. Not quite as effective as the yes chant. A lot of women seem to use the code breaker style move now. It's very popular. Not just in this game, but Tessa Blanchard does an amazing one off the top rope. Oh, she missed the mist. To the face. Both women are down. aggressive sling blade type move. Diving crossbody. Is it gonna be it? That's it. Gonna wrap up today's show. Take a look at the standings real quick before we go. Craziness. Let's see what the standings are at the end of day 4 of the Chel Raizer Invitational. Save. Because we never want to forget to save. That would be heartbreaking. Alright, rankings. A bracket now has a 2-woman tie for first place with Tegan Nox and Ivelisse. Alexa Bliss and Rhea Ripley right behind them with 15. Hendrix and Rosemary with 10 apiece. And then Veda Scott, Sonya Deville with 5. Leaving Sarah Logan and Jordynne Grace with nothing still. B bracket, again a 2-woman tie for first place. Kelly, Klein, and Allie. Becky Lynch right behind him with 15. Liv Morgan, Isla, and Bea Priestley with 10 apiece. Ember Moon, Asuka, Mandy Rose at 5. Zelina, Vega with the goose egg. We're getting into this now. We're about halfway. Now there's 9 days planned for this tournament, so we are definitely well on our way here. Let's see where we get by the end of 9 days. Let's see if there's any ties. Let's see which women pull ahead, which women fall behind. Hopefully Sarah Logan and Jordynne Grace don't continue to fall behind. Eventually they're going to have to face each other, so one of them's going to win, unless they get a double count out. I don't think I put time limits on these matches, so the time limit draws aren't a worry. But that's it for day 4 of PolyNerdic ProWrestling's Chel Raizer Invitational. Ultimately, whoever wins this round robin gets a shot at Io Shirai, assuming Io Shirai is still the champion when that comes around. I think at the next big show in a week or two, whenever I get around to recording it, have the time to record it, because those shows go almost 2 hours long. Io Shirai is slated to go up against Kylie Rae. So maybe Kylie Rae will unseat her, and whoever wins this tournament will face Kylie Rae. Doesn't look likely, but eventually champions do fall. Will Kylie Rae be the 10th victim of Io Shirai's unstoppable title reign? Who knows? Now, granted, Io Shirai has... I can't say 10th victim, because Io Shirai has won a number of multi-women matches in that reign, but she has successfully defended her belt 9 times since taking it off Mandy Leon. So, whoever wins this tournament will face whoever holds that belt. Whether it's Io Shirai or Kylie Rae or whoever. I'm rambling. I need to sign off. I need to go eat dinner. It's ready now. So, thank you for watching another episode of PolyNerdic ProWrestling. Make sure you check out all the content available on PolyNerdic.com, on the PolyNerdic YouTube channel, and so on and so forth. Like, follow, subscribe. You know the deal. See you next time when we get back in the ring with these amazing women wrestlers on this amazing wrestling video game.